We give thanks to the great Troog for this gift of the Ogbla. Long may it reign and protect us. We give thanks in our time of need.
I was hoping it would not come to this.
Surely this is a good thing. Have not the holy writings predicted all?
There are some who claim the words are open to interpretation. I have to admit, such thoughts have crossed my mind as well.
Do not vex yourself. This is not the time for doubt, but action, celebration even. All things change, even Ogbla.
There is truth in what you say. We must act swiftly and decisively.
Yes, you must contact the outsiders according to the scrolls. It is the only way we can be sure.
We will be entrusting the safety of the Ogbla to unknown beings. What if we are wrong?
I only know that if we don't act, we'll all be destroyed. The Akal faction won't let us live.
I want to call on the Federation, but
it is not easy to trust strangers. Have they not proven honorable and trustworthy?
how can one be certain based on a single previous contact?
They agreed to leave us to our own affairs until we desire further contact. And they have remained true to their word.
But to trust them for something so important. We were right to move the Ogbla. The main temple has been attacked.
Do you still doubt that we need help? Make the call!
Captain's log, stardate 5490.5. The Antyllus has been ordered to planet Tro Opel 2. Starfleet Command has provided little information, other than to stress that it involves the transportation of the Ogbla, a sacred plant. I'm not against such assignments, but as usual, I believe there is more to this than meets the eye.
Let's see what we know, Tizrock. What can we expect?
There is limited knowledge available, Captain. The Federation has been in actual contact with the Tro Opez only once before. I was fortunate enough to have been part of that mission.
And in return, we are the fortunate ones. Break down the significance of this planet we're transporting.
The Ogbla is the most revered object of this world. The Tro Opez believed that their main deity, Tro-Og, blessed the plant with his touch as a sign of approval that his people have followed his will. And as long as the plant prospers, so do the Tro Opez.
What do we know of the plant itself?
The entire society is built around it, and two factors must be noted. It is the only one of its kind, and two, it has been around since the Tro Opez civilization started, some 3,000 years ago. The Ogbla is very small and self-contained. It is always present whenever important events occur. Official elections, lawmaking deals, historic moments are all commemorated by the presence of the plant.
It's interesting to see how an entire civilization can be so reliant on something so fragile.
I would say it's not so fragile, but vulnerable, Captain.
Has the plant been a target for terrorism, then?
There is a faction of the Tro-Opez who don't believe in the central religion. The plant represents primitive thinking, and they believe it's holding their civilization back from truly advancing.
It's a familiar scenario on many worlds. Are we in any danger from this faction because of our mission?
There has been no overt threat to us, but it would be wise to not underestimate them nonetheless.
So, to be clear, we are to transport a delegation of Tro-Opezian diplomats, along with their sacred plant, to where? Starfleet didn't provide any information in that area.
In keeping with what I know of their politics, that information will be told to us after they beam aboard. All actions are usually created with the safety of the plant in mind.
But that makes me wonder, why are they traveling with their plant if it's so important to them in the first place? And where are we going with it? Are all of the Tro-Opez okay with this trip?
Valid questions, Captain, soon to be answered.
Take whatever security precautions are necessary, Tizrak. I don't want us to be responsible for anything happening to that plant, especially if there's a world that depends on it. Lieutenant Revan, you're dismissed. Thank you. Welcome aboard, Your Reverence.
Thank you, Captain. Not only for myself, but my people as well.
As requested, I'm alone, despite my security officer's protests. My mission is to help you save the Ogbla. How can I help?
We need a ride and some protection. If that falls within your powers, then we can begin.
It does, but I'll need more information about the situation to see it through.
Of course, Captain. Time is short. My fellow Reverend M. Ruit is standing by with the Ogbla, awaiting beam-up. Once aboard, we must set out immediately. I will supply you with the coordinates for the first part of the journey.
And who will supply the coordinates for the second part?
Why, God, of course.
This is pure folly, leader Va'obra.
No, it is a necessity. Urine should never have involved the Federation. But here we are, nonetheless. Perhaps the fate of our cause was always destined to be among the stars.
Pretty words will not change this situation.
And what would you have us do, Dion? Turn around and head home in defeat? What good would that do for our cause? We would never recover, and the believers of the Ogbla would forever cement their hold over our civilization.
And what will happen if we are destroyed? Do you really think you can take on the Antyllus? That's a Federation starship we're talking about. Who knows what its capabilities are?
I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. We have fought long and hard to free our people from religious enslavement. The time for words has been long over. The Ogbla must be destroyed. If we are the sacrifice to see it done, then so be it.
Brave words, leader. I respect your commitment to the cause, but I have no wish to throw my life away, nor our crew.
That is wise. I am of the same mind, Dion. I have a thought. A plan that if we are truly on the path of justice, we will succeed. We shall talk strategy shortly. Keep our distance, but stay on the Antyllus. Do not lose them. All is riding on this.
status on the alien plant?
Everything is fine. The plant's under its protective dome in Lab 4. It's safe.
Let's make sure it stays that way. I want that plant protected big time. Have security...
Already done. I have Drobin and Novak assigned to plant duty.
Drobin and Novak? Aren't those the guys from Zarangla 4?
The very same.
Now that is what I call a big solution. Good work, Doctor.
Leader of Obra, I fail to see what you're doing out here. Has the cause taken its toll on you?
It has, but not in the way you might think, my young friend. Look at the map and tell me what you see.
I see our local system, the homeworld, the moons, and the maelstrom, and we are currently here.
Very good, but is that all you see?
I don't know. Yes. What do you see?
A possible solution. The maelstrom is a known factor to us. I would wager that the Federation Starship isn't as familiar with it, and they may head straight into it, presumably to lose us. And that is a mistake, to be sure.
In what way? The maelstrom won't make us any stronger.
No, but it will make them weaker. And more to the point, we will chase them into the Vergrin Rift. And that will be the end of them and the cursed Ogbla.
A risky idea. It may well spell our doom, too.
If that is our fate, so be it.
If anybody has a green thumb, Captain, it would be me. I'd be happy to check on the plants, sir.
I see you're as curious about the Ogblar as I am, Brooks. I can't blame you. It's quite a thing to see. On your way, Brooks.
Aye, sir.
I think I'll visit Yearn. It's time we had our talk. Am I interrupting your reference?
Not at all, Captain. Besides, I think we're overdue for our talk. I haven't properly thanked you for saving the Ogbla.
You're welcome. Saving people is the good part of my job.
Mine as well. Although sadly these days, a vast majority of my people don't see it this way. The survival of the Ogbla is the survival of our race.
Where's Emruit?
He is keeping an eye on our plant in sickbay, along with a security guard or two, under the watchful eye of Tizrak. She is very good at her job.
Yes, she is.
That is appreciated. I'm sure all this fuss appears rather silly to you in the Federation.
I can't pretend to fully understand it, but I can respect your feelings in the matter.
Gratitude. Are you a religious man, Captain?
More a scientist at heart. But I've seen and experienced things that would boggle the mind and appear to be magical in nature.
And that still isn't enough to convince you that Troag, or God, if you will, doesn't exist?
I don't want to insult you, Your Reverence.
Call me Yearn. If we are to be friends, there must be honesty. I respect you, Captain.
Speaking just for myself, I don't see any evidence to support the idea of a god. I see only a universe where struggle and survival determines the outcome of who lives and who dies. We can choose to do what is good and right, fight when necessary in order to live, because this life is all that we have.
There is some truth in what you've said. I can see you've suffered a great deal in your young life. It is a sad thing when hope is eliminated. I could well have subscribed to your way of thinking had I not discovered the evidence of the divine myself. It changed everything.
I guess believing in something so strong gives value and meaning in your life. That's a good thing. The universe can always use positive energy.
Can I tell you a story, Captain?
I can spare a moment or two.
Everything that happens does have an explanation. How much you know determines how much sense something makes. Yes? A primitive ceremony might well have a real reason to be performed. To an outsider, it seems quaint or outdated.
True. Although I found that a lot of cultures cling to their ancient notions simply because they are old and have become traditions. Doesn't make them valid, other than providing continuity in history, perhaps to those carrying them on.
You are refreshingly honest, Captain. How I wish there was more time to discuss all of these topics. But let me get to the point I was trying to make.
Go on, Your Reverence.
Our Lord, Troag, created the Ogbla as proof of his existence. The plant never ages, has never had a single part of itself die. We have studied it over the centuries and cannot come up with why this is so. Our ancient texts say Troag blessed it and provided guidelines to how we should live our lives. As long as the plant lives, his goodness does as well.
And I take it if something bad happens to the plant, something bad will happen to your people as well?
Troag stated the Ogbla represents his very spirit, and to that end will be worthy of his love for as long as the plant thrives. If deliberate harm comes to the plant, the opposite is true. Our fate will be sealed.
Seems very clear-cut. So, what happened?
Troag teachings to some are considered mythical, legends not founded in truth. The Alcav faction believes that if the plant is destroyed, we will be free from religious tyranny, and progress can be had by all.
It's a situation I've seen on many worlds. Obviously, you don't think your civilization is being held back in progress, do you?
Actually, I do. I'm not questioning my faith, but I have to wonder if the Ogbla has become the excuse for this civil war fracturing the people. It was supposed to be the one thing holding us together. Now we are on the verge of collapse. I won't let it happen. I have to succeed.
Are you all right?
Can I tell you something personal? You seem an honorable man.
If it's a confession you want, I must warn you I am not qualified to provide an absolution.
Of course. Let me tell you why my doubts have been removed. See if you find the truth of the matter.
I'm listening.
I was having doubts that I was on the right path. My crisis was overwhelming. I was full of uncertainty and was considering quitting the Order of Ogbla altogether. To clear my head, I wandered out of the temple and traveled to the rough country of Lanez. Savage thoughts filled my head. I was getting into a terrible state. I was even considering ending my life, such was my pain. And then I was struck by light, a beam of energy. I felt Troag, our dear Lord, enter into me, filling me, removing the terrible doubt, and giving me charge of my senses. He commanded me to protect the plant and prepare for this mission. I would know when to put the plan into motion, and so I did. And here we are. So what do you think about what I've told you, Captain? I think... Excuse me. Alan here.
Captain, you wish to be informed when we reach the edge of the maelstrom.
Excellent. Alter course and head us into the maelstrom. Shields up and red alert. I'll be on the bridge shortly.
Yes, Captain.
I have to go, Your Reverence.
Captain, give thought to what we discussed.
I will.
Despite their fancy technology, it appears the true nature of the Vagrant Rift remains a secret. We should try and spare the Federation ship. It's Yearn and the plant we want. They'll have to be a lot closer to it if our plan is to succeed. They'll never leave the protection of the Antyllus.
I know. Let's reason with them first. My reputation as a crusader will be tempered by mercy as well. Rejoice, my brothers and sisters. We will be free soon enough.
All hail Vaobra! 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 Vaobra!
Pilot, calculate the right angle to ram the Antyllus into the rift. Inform me when this is accomplished. Da'am, when I give the signal, open a channel to the Antyllus.
As you command.
So shall it be done.
Brooks, are we still being followed by the faction ship?
Scanners are picking up an approaching craft.
They are certainly determined. Sharp, are your people familiar with the Maelstrom? Anything we should know about?
We have little connection with these people and this region of space. I have heard there is a rift inside the Maelstrom, but the facts are speculative. Some say the rift opens into another part of the universe, with no way back, while other legends suggest it is a dense energy field that destroys any vessel that enters into it.
Well, that won't do. I need facts. Sharp, send for Yearn. Let's see what he knows about this.
The cause is everything. Failure to remove the Ogbla will seal the fate of our followers. They'll take it as a sign that God is alive and well.
I am aware of such things, Vaobra. Why state them now? Are you having doubts?
No, just thinking out loud. So many years leading up to this. It's imperative that we are ready to act. How history judges it is another matter.
Surely we are on the side of right. Are you concerned about survival?
It is not a thing to be taken lightly.
We're not going to survive this, are we?
I have no desire to die. The Ogbla must be destroyed. All other matters must serve this purpose.
Yes, of course. Is there no way to avoid this fate?
One always hopes. We will certainly try, old friend.
Yearn, I must know if my ship is in danger. You seem to answer my questions by avoiding the subject. I can't protect you and the Ogbla if I don't know all the factors. So, what's going on?
My apologies, Captain. I'm not trying to be obtuse. The Maelstrom is God's domain. The rift is his eye. Once we arrive there, the prophecies state he will act on our behalf. I believe this with all that I am.
All well and good. But what we need right now is information on the rift. Why can't we get clear readings from it? What is the nature of its composition?
Captain, one does not question the nature of God and his creations. Although we travel the Maelstrom and know certain paths to get through it,
Our studies are limited. To do otherwise is insulting to our Lord. It demonstrates a lack of trust on our part.
If you cannot tell us more, Your Reverence, I'll have no choice but to back us out.
Your orders were to assist us. Please don't abandon us at the time of our greatest need.
I'm not. But the safety of this ship and its crew are my top priority. Is there anything in your prophecies that might aid us in understanding the rift?
The writings say the closer you get to his eye, the rift, the more he unleashes his power. His blink has caused many unbelievers to have vanished. We are the first to be this close in a very long time.
Interesting. It seems, Captain, the rift may be an energy gate of some sort. Possibly a wormhole. When a ship gets too close, they are transported away or destroyed. We know such things exist.
So, from what I gather, you want us to get right up to the rift and wait to get invited in? Without more information, I cannot allow this. I don't want to be transported to some unknown part of the galaxy, nor do I want to be destroyed if that's the alternative.
It is unseemly to speculate about God's eye this way.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind. If he truly wishes to help you, he'll appreciate our efforts to get you to safety.
I guess I have to trust you, since I've asked for the same in return.
That is wise. Sharp, you and Brooks get to work on expanding our scans. All wavelengths and bands on the rift. Since it exists, it must consist of something. And the key question, how close can we get before the Antyllus encounters trouble with it?
The Antyllus is at the closest point to the rift. She has stopped.
As I was hoping. Open a channel, Diam. It's time we had words with Yi Ern and his new friends.
Here we go. Opening channel.
Captain, incoming transmission.
On screen, Lieutenant.
Opening channel, sir.
This is V'Obra, leader of the faction. Am I addressing the captain of Antyllus?
Yes, I am Captain Holt Allen, representing the United Federation of Planets. I was hoping we could communicate, Leader V'Obra.
I am not an unreasonable being, but I fear we have reached an impasse. Isn't that right, Yi Ern?
Unfortunately, I do. What is it you want, V'Obra? I've never known you to turn away from your cause, and you know the same is true with me. So what is there to discuss?
The fate of our people, for one thing. If we are to grow as a civilization, then the ancient religious system must be examined and held accountable. We are far behind in what should be known about our place in the universe. Fear of offending Troag has caused us to bury our heads in the sand, instead of looking around and understanding what we see.
Old arguments, ground covered time and time again. I fundamentally disagree with your points.
I wonder what your Federation friends think about your philosophy. I'll wager they think you and your followers are fools. A holy plant. Ridiculous. Do you agree, Captain Allen?
What I think is not an issue here, but I would be willing to have the two of you have a face-to-face discussion on these matters. If you work as a team, your civilization will benefit. And isn't that what you both want?
Noble sentiments, but not practical. Every species reaches a crisis point, and how they solve that determines its ultimate fate. But your words have touched me, Captain Allen.
You surprise me, V'Obra. I had not thought such a reaction was possible.
Maybe you have rubbed off on me after all these years. Give me a moment to ask my associates how they feel about your proposal.
We'll be here, awaiting your response.
Captain.
I know, Yi Ern. I know.
When I give the signal, full ramming speed into the Antyllus.
But... yes, leader for Obra.
Let us finish this. Open a channel to the Antyllus.
On my word, helmsman.
Captain, incoming message.
Here we go. Open channel. Leader for Obra.
I have to ask one more time, Captain. Will you remove yourself from our affairs? We have the right to resolve our problems ourselves, without your interference.
Although I sympathize with your feelings, the fact remains that the Urn and his order are the recognized government for your planet. As such, when they ask for our help, as members of the Federation, we are obligated to honor their request.
Since you are now a part of the problem, you'll forgive me for including you in the solution.
I sincerely hope that is not a threat, leader for Obra.
I never threaten, Captain. I do what I set out to do.
The faction ship has activated full power on its engines.
Now, helmsman. Report, was the faction ship destroyed?
According to my readings, they fell into the rift. And for just an instant, I glimpsed their possible destination.
Which was?
The configuration of the stars indicate the Delta Quadrant.
That far.
God has spoken and pronounced his judgment. Now we can return home with the Ogbla.
Back to your home world? What about the safety of your plant?
Without the main leaders, the faction cause is finished. Now we can all be united, having proof of Troag and his mercy. If trouble arises again, then we shall call upon your services once more, if necessary.
Rarely have I seen such a simple solution work, actually. Well, I guess there's a first time for everything.
Captain Allen, I believe you are showing signs of true faith. Congratulations.
Well, Your Reverence, I wish you all the best.
Your service has earned you a friend in this sector, Captain. We are forever grateful. I'll let Starfleet Command know how well you've done by us.
I guess the main point is the Ogbla is safe. How long? We just don't know.
For Obra and her followers got what they wanted as well. A fresh start without the Ogbla. I can't help but wonder what civilization will arise in time from them after they settle somewhere.
I agree. Well, all the best to you. If you ever need our help again, just call.
The prophecies tell of such things, and who can argue with Holy Writ?
I'll try to remember that. I never met someone so committed to a cause. What's on your mind, Sharp? I've never known you to be so quiet.
I've been pondering this whole situation with the Ogbla. I'm having a hard time figuring out the logic of religious conflict.
To some, logic has nothing to do with religion. It's about belief. And I found that there is a sincerity to those that choose a God-driven belief system.
My people have never had such situations. We believe in the real universe.
Some would argue, what is the nature of reality? Is it all based on observable quantities?
Of course it is. There is no other way.
Well, you're very clear on the matter.
And what of you, Captain?
I'd rather think along your lines, Sharp. However, I will say this. From what I encountered, the universe is far more complex than anything I can comprehend. It would be foolish of me to say with absolute certainty about who's in charge of the universe or not. How about we keep our eyes and ears open and see what we can learn, eh?
That's what I do all the time.
Then you are ahead of the curve already, my friend.